If you have a Ridgid nail gun that stopped working, chances are it's a broken seal. I replaced mine for about 15 bucks, so let's get started. If you open up the retaining mechanism on your ejector pin, chances are you'll see the actual ejector pin sticking out. This should not be like this. This is what your problem is. Start by removing the top 4 bolts. Take these out in a crisscross pattern so you don't accidentally warp the head of your nail gun. Once you have all 4 screws out, remove the piston itself. You shouldn't have any springs that pop out on you, so don't worry. Here's the new seal, nice and shiny. Here's the old one, all busted to pieces. I wonder why this thing didn't work. Alright, a quick rundown of the parts. You have your head, of course, you just took off. You have a head gasket, and make sure this isn't cracked and in good shape. If not, you're going to have to replace it. A retaining spring, a retaining clip that goes on the back of your new seal, and of course your new shiny seal. You have a few other parts, some gaskets and some sleeves and things. Check these thoroughly to make sure you don't have any nicks or cuts inside of your gaskets. And of course the actual piston itself. Give everything a good wipe down, make sure you have all the grime and dust and debris off of these parts. Then give them a drink of O-ring lube. I'm going to give all of the O-rings a good drink, making sure they're nice and lubricated before I reassemble everything. Now for the reassembly process. Put the spring in first, then put the retaining clip on the back of your brand new seal. Carefully insert it inside of that O-ring and I don't know what you call this thing. The thing we'll call it. Then insert everything back into the head, making sure everything lines up and snaps together properly. You should be able to push that piston up and down freely. If not, carefully take it apart and do it again. Also, make sure your seal is compressed down on that small head that was inside of the head itself. Give the piston ring a nice drink of O-ring grease and carefully insert it inside of your assembly. Make sure your ejector pin is perfectly aligned with your head. If not, give it a little twist to get it as close as you possibly can. You'll be able to align this later on. Insert the gasket, carefully insert the small cage, and then put the piston assembly in. There's a small slot that this has to ride down. You may have to fiddle with it a bit to get it to fit in there, but you can do it. Slowly press the whole assembly into place. If you don't get this part done right, the ejector pin will actually still be in the path of travel of your nails and it still won't work. Make sure that piston is fully seated inside of that new seal. Replace the screws, give everything a good tighten. Remember to go in a star pattern, opposite corners, so you don't warp your head. Alright, put some nails in your gun. Make sure your clip is retained. Put some air on and make sure you have some safety glasses on. And give it a test. In about 15, maybe 20 minutes and 16 bucks, I was able to put my Ridgid back to use. Thanks for watching.